Have you ever wondered why some people over 50 remain healthy, sharp, and agile, while others experience a rapid decline, constantly battling fatigue, pain, insomnia, poor digestion, erratic blood sugar, and the perpetual anxiety of illness? Many believe that health after 50 is largely a matter of fate. Some say, old age inherently brings sickness. Others think cancer runs in my family, so I probably can't avoid it either. However, if we look deeper into the human body, a vital truth emerges. While aging is inevitable, the rate of aging and our internal biological environment are profoundly influenced by our daily actions. Every meal you choose, every night you sleep, every step you take, every grudge you hold, and every hour you allow your digestive system to rest, all of these send signals to your cells. One signal says to the body, repair, recover and protect. Another signal says, inflame, stress, disrupt and overwork. After age 50, the body no longer responds as quickly or as vigorously as it did in its youth. The immune system slows down. The capacity to repair cellular damage declines. Muscle mass is lost if not used. Sleep becomes lighter, and blood sugar fluctuates more easily. Consequently, small daily habits become more critical than ever. Today, we will discuss 5 simple habits that can make a profound difference to your health after 50. These are not exotic secrets, miracle drugs, or promises of a cure. They are foundational principles that lighten the body's burden, support immunity, stabilize metabolism, and foster a healthier environment for your cells. If you are over 50, or if you have elderly parents, grandparents or loved ones, please listen closely. Sometimes, what saves us is not a monumental change, but a small act performed consistently every day. Disclaimer: this content is strictly for health education purposes. It does not replace a professional diagnosis, treatment, or personalized medical advice. If you are currently undergoing treatment for cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, kidney or liver disease, hypertension, or are taking long-term medication, please consult your doctor before modifying your diet or lifestyle. Now, let us begin with the first habit. Habit 5. Reduce ultra-processed foods. There is something many people over 50 rarely consider. Not all foods nourish the body in the same way. Some foods serve as genuine sources of nutrition. They provide fiber, vitamins, minerals, quality protein and healthy fats, which stabilize the gut and give the body the raw materials it needs for repair. Other foods enter the body primarily as a burden. These are ultra-processed foods: packaged cakes, snacks, potato chips, sausages, cold cuts, instant noodles, fast food, sodas, commercial pastries, canned goods loaded with additives, and items high in sugar, salt, and refined oils, yet devoid of fiber. The danger of these foods lies in their convenience, accessibility, and palatability, which mask the fact that they force the body to process a vast amount of unnecessary compounds. When you were young, you could eat a bag of snacks, drink a soda, or enjoy a fried meal and feel perfectly fine the next day. But after 50, the body's clearing mechanisms slow down. The liver must work harder. Blood sugar spikes more easily. Digestion is disrupted more readily, and silent, systemic inflammation can linger longer. Imagine your body houses a team of repair workers. Every day, cells sustain minor damage from aging, pollution, stress, sleep deprivation, heat, chemicals and poor nutrition. This repair crew must constantly inspect, fix errors, clear waste, and keep the body functioning normally. However, if you flood your system with ultra-processed foods daily, it is akin to dumping trash into a house that is actively undergoing renovation. The crew keeps working, but they become utterly overwhelmed. What should we do? The answer is not to implement an absolute, immediate ban on everything, as extreme changes often lead to giving up. The key is gradual substitution. Follow this simple rule. With every meal, replace one processed item with whole food. Breakfast: if you usually eat packaged pastries, switch to oatmeal, sweet potatoes, boiled eggs or unsweetened yogurt topped with fresh fruit. Lunch: if you typically have a sandwich with cold cuts, switch to boiled chicken, fish, eggs, tofu or a serving of rice with green vegetables. Afternoon snack: if you tend to reach for cookies, candy or chips, swap them for an apple, a handful of nuts, a few slices of avocado, or a glass of unsweetened milk if it suits your digestion. Beverages: if you drink soda daily, start by cutting your intake in half. Eventually, replace it with plain water, light tea, unsweetened lemon water, or warm water. The essential shift is to stop asking only, "Is this delicious?" and start asking, "Does this help my cells grow stronger?" After 50, a meal is no longer just about satiety. Every meal is a message delivered to your body. A plate of vegetables, a serving of fish, a bowl of beans, a handful of nuts, a piece of fresh fruit, or a bowl of oatmeal may not look as enticing as fried foods or pastries. but they offer what the body truly craves, the raw materials for recovery. When you reduce ultra-processed foods, you will notice highly practical changes. Your stomach will feel lighter. You will experience less bloating. Your blood sugar will stabilize. Cravings will fade, sleep may improve, and that persistent feeling of physical heaviness will begin to lift. Do not view this as deprivation. View it as restoring your body's right to function in a cleaner environment. Habit 4. Protect your sleep like precious medicine. A widespread misconception among those over 50 is dismissing the importance of sleep. They assume that sleeping less is merely a natural part of aging, often saying, "I'm old now. A few hours of sleep is plenty." Many stay up late scrolling through their phones, watching television, or reading the news, and though they wake up exhausted, they accept it as an inevitable consequence of getting older. The truth is, the body cannot fully recover without quality sleep. Sleep does more than just relieve drowsiness. While you sleep, your body performs vital functions, balancing hormones, repairing tissues, consolidating memory, regulating immunity, calming the nervous system, restoring energy, and clearing metabolic waste from the brain. In particular, your immune system relies heavily on sleep. During deep sleep, the body is optimized to coordinate immune cells. These cells act like a silent security detail, patrolling your body, identifying abnormalities, and mounting a timely defense. If you chronically sleep too little, suffer from fragmented sleep, wake up frequently during the night, or consistently go to bed late, this defensive system can falter. You may find yourself easily fatigued, irritable, prone to sugar cravings, susceptible to weight gain, as experiencing increased aches and pains, and struggling to focus. Where should you begin after age 50? Do not start by forcing yourself to fall asleep at 9 p.m. For many, the harder they try to force sleep, the more anxious they become, which only worsens insomnia. Instead, begin with a simpler step. Establish a fixed wake-up time. Your wake-up time acts as the anchor for your circadian rhythm. If you wake up at 6 a.m. today, 8 a.m. tomorrow, 5 a.m. the next day, and 10 a.m. on the weekend, your internal clock becomes chaotic. However, if you maintain a relatively stable wake-up time such as 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m., every morning your body will gradually learn when to be alert and when to feel sleepy. Next, establish an evening ritual. 1 hour before bed, dim bright lights, turn off overhead white lighting, limit phone use, avoid stressful news and arguments, refrain from heavy meals and late-night caffeine. Allow your body to receive the signal that the day has ended. You might take a warm bath, listen to gentle music, read a few pages of a book, or write down tomorrow's to-do list so your mind stops racing. Ensure your bedroom is dark, quiet, well-ventilated, and comfortably cool. If you wake up in the middle of the night, resist the urge to check your phone. The light from the screen tricks your brain into thinking it is daytime. Instead, lie still, breathe slowly, and consciously relax your shoulders, jaw, and hands. Sometimes, your body does not need you to try to sleep. It simply needs you to stop stimulating it. Sleep is not an optional luxury. It is the foundation. Someone who eats perfectly but sleeps poorly will still struggle to stay healthy. Someone who exercises regularly but constantly stays up late will find it difficult to recover. After 50, view sleep as a critical appointment with your own body. Do not cancel that appointment every night just for a few more videos, news updates, or cycles of anxiety that resolve nothing. Habit 3. Move daily. But do not make it a burden. When exercise is mentioned, many older adults immediately dismiss it. My joints hurt, I can't run. I'm too old. Heavy exercise is dangerous. I don't have time to go to the gym. Walking around the house is enough for me. However, physical activity after 50 does not require running marathons, lifting heavy weights, or engaging in exhausting workouts. The primary goal of movement is simply to break prolonged periods of sitting still. The human body was designed to move. Muscles do more than just facilitate walking. They help manage blood sugar, support metabolism, protect bones and joints, maintain balance, and improve circulation. When you are sedentary, muscles atrophy, blood sugar fluctuates, abdominal fat accumulates, mental clarity wanes, and sleep quality degrades. One of the simplest actions you can take is walking after meals. Following a meal, especially one rich in carbohydrates, blood glucose levels naturally rise. If you immediately sit or lie down, your body must manage that influx of energy entirely on its own. However, if you take a gentle 10 to 20 minute walk, your muscles will utilize a portion of that glucose, significantly improving metabolic function. You do not need to walk fast enough to catch your breath. Simply maintain a steady pace, keep your back straight, and breathe naturally. If the weather is unfavorable outside, walk indoors, pace around your yard, Utilize a hallway, or step gently in place. In addition to post-meal walks, actively break up prolonged sitting. If you are watching television, stand up every 30 to 60 minutes. Fetch a glass of water, roll your shoulders, stretch your legs, walk a few laps. Apply this same principle if you are reading, working on a computer, sewing, playing chess, or browsing your phone. There is a wonderful saying, the best exercise is the one you can maintain. If you enjoy walking, walk. If you enjoy gardening, garden. If you enjoy light dancing, turn on some music and move. If your knees hurt, perform seated exercises on a chair. If you feel weak, start with just 5 minutes. The issue is not how much you accomplish today, but whether you are building a body that remains accustomed to movement. After 50, the body operates on a fair principle. What you use, you keep. What you neglect, you lose. If you do not use your leg muscles, your legs weaken. If you do not practice balance, you become prone to falls. If you do not engage your core and back pain develops. If you do not challenge your lungs through movement, your breathing becomes shallow. Do not wait for a doctor's order. Do not wait until severe pain forces you to stand up. Begin now, while you can still start gently. Every day ask yourself, have I given my body enough movement today? It does not need to be perfect, it just needs to be consistent. Habit 2. Calm your stress before it harms your body. There is a form of exhaustion that does not reside in the muscles, but deep within the nervous system. It is the fatigue born of perpetual worrying about children, finances, illness, aging, loneliness, past regrets, and unpredictable futures. Many individuals over 50 carry a reservoir of stress accumulated over decades. They have grown accustomed to enduring it, staying silent, and insisting, I'm fine, but the body cannot be deceived indefinitely. When you experience stress, your body releases hormones designed to help you confront immediate danger. In the short term, this mechanism is beneficial. However, if you live in a constant state of high alert, your nervous system wears out, your heart rate elevates, blood pressure creeps up, sleep deteriorates, digestion suffers, and your immune system weakens. Chronic stress functions like an alarm bell that never turns off. Initially, it commands your attention, but if it rings continuously day and night, the entire house eventually collapses from exhaustion. What must we do? No one can eliminate stress entirely. Life inherently presents challenges. However, you can train your body to return to a state of calm more rapidly. Practice slow breathing. Every morning, before reaching for your phone, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Place one hand on your abdomen. Inhale through your nose, allowing your belly to gently expand. Then, exhale more slowly than you inhaled. You do not need a complex technique. Simply remember, make your exhalation longer than your inhalation. This signals to your brain that you are safe, allowing your nervous system to settle and your heart rate to stabilize. Take device-free walks. Dedicate at least 10 to 15 minutes a day to walking without listening to the news, checking social media, or responding to messages. Simply walk and observe. Look at the trees, look at the sky, listen to your footsteps, feel your breath. This is more than physical exercise. It is a way to cleanse your mind, maintain social connections. Loneliness is a heavy burden for older adults. Some individuals maintain a decent diet but live in profound isolation, rarely speaking, rarely being heard, and lacking meaningful connection. Prolonged emotional isolation can manifest as physical decline. Call a friend, have a meal with family, join a community group, a religious organization, a senior club, a light exercise class, a gardening group, or a book club. Human beings need human beings to thrive. Learn to let go. There are circumstances you cannot alter, people you cannot control, and past events you cannot rewrite. However, you can choose to stop allowing them to consume your body day after day. After 50, inner peace is not a sign of weakness. It is a survival skill. A person who knows how to breathe slowly, sleep properly, eat moderately, walk consistently, and let go of unnecessary burdens possesses a profound internal strength. It is a quiet strength, but it provides the body with a low-stress environment in which to heal. Now, we arrive at our final habit. It is an approach so simple that many overlook it. Yet when executed correctly, it enhances the efficacy of all the other habits. Habit 1. Eat within a fixed time window. In modern society, people rarely eat solely because of biological hunger. We eat out of boredom, celebration, habit, insomnia, stress, or simply because food is sexable. Someone might start their day with a sweet milk coffee at 6 a.m., eat breakfast at 8 a.m., a snack at 10 a.m., eat lunch at noon, enjoy a sweetened beverage in the afternoon, have a late dinner, and then consume fruit, milk, or cookies right before bed. This pattern forces the body to process food continuously from dawn until late at night. However, the body requires more than just energy intake. It desperately needs periods of rest. When you eat continuously, your digestive tract never gets a break. Insulin is constantly stimulated, blood sugar fluctuates perpetually, and your liver, gut, and pancreas are in a non-stop cycle of processing. Conversely, when you allow a sufficiently long window without food, your body shifts into a state of rest, regulation, and cellular repair. Eating within a fixed time frame does not imply extreme starvation or dangerous meal skipping. For most people, the simplest initial step is to eat within a 12-hour window and allow the body to rest for the remaining 12 hours. If your first bite of food is at 7 a.m., aim to finish your last meal before 7 p.m. If you eat breakfast at 8 a.m., conclude dinner before 8 p.m. Outside of this eating window, consume only plain water, unsweetened tea, or beverages that do not require metabolic processing. Once accustomed to this rhythm, some individuals may choose to shorten their eating window to 10 hours, for instance, eating between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. However, there is no need to rush. The most critical factor is ensuring it aligns with your medical conditions, medications, daily schedule, and long-term sustainability. The unique benefit of this habit is that it naturally curbs mindless snacking. Many people do not gain weight because their main meals are excessively large, but because an endless stream of items enters their mouths throughout the day: a piece of cake, a milk coffee, a few nuts, a banana, a piece of candy, or a glass of milk before bed. It seems negligible, but it deprives the body of rest. When you set a definitive time to close the kitchen, say 7 p.m., you establish a clear boundary. After that hour, the kitchen is closed, the stomach rests, and the mind learns to wind down. A highly practical tip is to brush your teeth immediately after dinner. Once your teeth are clean, the desire to snack diminishes significantly. Afterward, leave the kitchen area. Do not sit directly in front of the refrigerator, and remove bowls of candy or snacks from your coffee table. Your environment dictates your behavior far more than you realize. Important caveat: time-restricted eating is not universally suitable. Individuals with diabetes taking glucose-lowering medications, those with a history of hypoglycemia, individuals suffering from frailty or severe medical conditions, or those with eating disorders must consult their physician before making any adjustments. The objective is never to strain the body, but to establish a stable biorhythm. The body thrives on predictability: eating, sleeping, moving, and resting at consistent times. When you introduce a predictable rhythm into your life, balance follows naturally. Connecting the 5 habits. Let us see how these 5 habits interconnect. If you reduce ultra-processed foods, your body is instantly relieved of a massive toxic burden. If you sleep better, your body gains the uninterrupted time required for deep repair. If you move daily, your muscles awaken, blood sugar stabilizes, and your mind sharpens. If you manage stress, your nervous system is no longer stretched to its breaking point. If you eat within a fixed window, your digestive tract rests and your circadian rhythm aligns. These 5 habits do not operate in isolation. They form a synergistic, supportive ecosystem. Eating well leads to better sleep. Sleeping well reduces cravings for sugar. Regular movement helps alleviate stress. Lower stress prevents emotional eating. Eating within fixed hours ensures a lighter stomach for higher quality sleep, which in turn grants you the vitality to walk the following day. This is a positive, upward spiral. Unfortunately, many find themselves trapped in the exact opposite cycle. Eating processed foods causes digestive heaviness and erratic blood sugar. Fluctuating blood sugar induces fatigue and triggers further cravings. Eating late disrupts sleep. Fragmented sleep amplifies stress. Heightened stress drives a craving for sweets and induces sedentary behavior, which leaves the body increasingly sluggish. This destructive cycle repeats day after day, until the body ultimately voices its distress through illness. The encouraging news is that you can break this negative cycle at any point. You do not need a flawless start. You simply need to start. If you consume too many processed foods, replace just one item today. If you stay up too late, turn off your screens 30 minutes earlier tonight. If you sit for hours, stand up and stretch after 60 minutes. If you are overwhelmed, practice slow breathing for 5 minutes tomorrow morning. If you snack late into the night, close your kitchen an hour earlier. A single minor shift, when sustained, invariably opens the door for a second, and then a third. A profound error in modern healthcare is waiting for an adverse lab report before experiencing fear, waiting for a stark physician warning, or waiting until pain, exhaustion, insomnia, weight gain, high blood sugar, and hypertension manifest before realizing the body has been suffering in silence for far too long. True preventive medicine does not originate in a hospital. It begins in your kitchen, your bedroom, on your walking path, in the cadence of your breath, and in your conscious choice to let go of anger. After 50, do not view your body as an adversary. Do not resent it for its aches, criticize it for slowing down, or despair because it no longer functions as it did decades ago. Instead, treat your body as an old friend who has accompanied you across a lifetime. This friend has worked tirelessly, endured immense hardships, and served you in absolute silence. Now, it requires your care in return. It needs more nourishing meals. It needs deeper sleep. It needs a few steps every day. It needs a reprieve from worry. It needs dedicated periods of rest. If you are asking, I am already 60 or 70 years old, is it too late to change? The answer is a resounding no. The human body possesses an astonishing capacity for adaptation. No matter the age at which you begin, eating better, sleeping deeper, moving more, staying calmer, and living rhythmically will always yield profound benefits. You may not revert to age 30. But you can absolutely become the healthiest possible version of yourself at your current age. And that is what truly matters. Your 24-hour commitment. I would like you to take a practical step right now. Do not simply listen to this information and set it aside. Select just one of these 5 habits and initiate it within the next 24 hours. Not next week, not at the start of next month, and not when you finally feel motivated. Today. If you choose nutrition, remove one processed item from your meals tomorrow. If you choose sleep, set a firm alarm to turn off your phone early tonight. If you choose movement, take a 10-minute walk immediately after your next meal. If you choose stress management, sit quietly and breathe slowly, for 5 minutes right now. If you choose eating windows, decide exactly what time your kitchen will close tonight. Make the task so small that it is impossible to fail. 1 minute, 5 minutes, a single meal, or a solitary choice is all it takes. Health is not constructed through a single monumental decision. It is forged through thousands of microscopic choices, repeated consistently in silence. No one sees you choose plain water over soda. No one applauds when you walk an extra 10 minutes. No one gives you a medal when you power down your phone early. No one knows that you restrained a wave of anger, took a deep breath, and chose peace instead. But your body knows. Your cells know. Your heart knows. Your immune system knows. Over time, these silent choices accumulate to create a completely transformed individual. Lighter, stronger, more peaceful, and beautifully empowered in the face of aging. Let us review the 5 habits one final time. 1. Reduce ultra-processed foods. Consume more whole foods, vegetables, legumes, fruits, whole grains, fresh fish, eggs, quality meats, nuts and healthy fats. 2. Protect your sleep. Maintain a consistent wake-up time. Minimize evening screen exposure. Cultivate a tranquil sleeping space. And honor sleep as your body's dedicated repair window. 3. Move daily. Avoid overexertion, but walk regularly. Stand up frequently. Garden, stretch, climb stairs when appropriate, and keep your body in motion. 4. Manage stress. Breathe slowly, take device-free walks, nurture human connections, release matters outside your control, and allow your mind to rest. 5. Eat within a fixed window. Give your digestive system an optimal break by starting with a simple 12-hour eating and 12-hour fasting routine, if appropriate for your health status. These 5 habits do not offer a flawless guarantee against illness. No one can promise that. However, they drastically minimize health risks, optimize your internal biological environment, and most importantly, place the power of your well-being squarely back into your own hands. You cannot control time. You cannot alter your genetics. You cannot eliminate every external risk life throws your way. But you can control your next meal. You can control your bedtime tonight. You can control standing up to take a few steps. You can control a slow, deep breath. And you can control halting the snacks after dinner. Ultimately, those very factors within your control form the grandest architecture of a vibrant, healthy life. If you found this valuable, please share it with a loved one over 50, your parents, your spouse, your siblings, or a friend who might appreciate a gentle reminder to care for themselves more deeply. I have one question for you. Of the 5 habits discussed today, which one will you commit to first? Leave a comment below with a simple statement. I will start with my sleep. I will walk after dinner, or I will reduce processed foods. The moment you write it down, you transform an abstract thought into a powerful commitment. Thank you for reading to the end. May you always find health, tranquility, deep sleep, and clean nutrition. Move with consistency, and live the years ahead with a body that is genuinely loved and cared for. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.